was friendly with a chap that lived very close to me, and we were both interested in the theatre and in drama particularly. And eventually we decided that it was time we formed a dramatic society in the town. I had a friend whom I'd met in operatic circles who was also interested, and he came along, and between the three of us we formed the Holmfirth Amateur Dramatic Society.
I was approached by the society 12 months ago when they did a Christmas review to be in 2 little plays, because the society, as you've probably heard from some of the others, had lost a lot of membership and they needed people to come in and keep the society going, so I came in and did that. And then we were going to do a play earlier in the year called Murder in the Red Barn, and we cast the play, but because of accidents and various little things happened that we couldn't put it on. So the society went all through the summer without really doing anything, only play readings and various things. And then they asked me to come along again, and I did, and deciding to do something for the autumn. And I said to them that the only way the society was going to go forward was to forget about all the past achievements and concentrate on the membership that they had, and whatever we did, we must do something. Whether it be a play or whether it be a Christmas show or whether we decided to have an old time musical, all these things were discussed, and I said that the only way to keep going was to be doing something.
As I say, I used to be a member of the old Holmfirth Amateur Dramatic Society, which was an offshoot of the Honda Grammar School, old students. And when that closed down eventually, I came to Holmfirth about 25 years ago. Took part in quite a few plays with them, which was very pleasant till I started losing my memory.
Well, most of us went into the forces. They still carried on though, because we had some people who were well, not well enough to be called up, and so they went on. And it was amazing too that we people who were in the forces were very surprised and very gratified to have 10 shillings sent to us at Christmas time from the society. That was quite a lot of money in those days, of course, 10 shillings, you see. And when the war was over, of course, we came back again, and the society started up again, and it became very, very ambitious. And then we lost quite a few members through marriage and that kind of thing. People died, and we were, well, nowadays we've come down onto a shoestring really, because we're having a great struggle to carry on. Although when I look back at some of the marvellous productions they put on in the Civic Hall, they really were very worthwhile.
I remember Roy Atkinson once, we went up to schools to do a play up there, and it was called the Primitive Methodists, of course, which was the name of the chapel. And they'd no toilets in the chapel. You had to go down to the bottom of the schoolyard. He said no wonder they called it Primitive Methodists. The lows were down there.
Gee, boss, that job was quite a honey. And now we 7 are in the money. Back, you buggers, back. $250,000. Those payroll guys were sitting ducks.
Yeah, let's get on home, guys. I'm dead beat. I'm dying for my shredded wheat.
Say, did you leave the light on, men?
I doubt it. Sorry.
Don't say the cops have found our den.
I doubt it, chaps. It's too well hid. Looking through the window, kid.
Well, but my dad was in a show last year, and Wilbert asked him to come down to a play reading this year again, so he just brought me with him, and then we just talked, and then I came to another meeting, and then we just talked, and I suggested show. I said, well, we could have a show with Christmas carols and things like that, and Father Christmas, and Wilbert asked my dad to produce it, and it just took off from there. We just came up with ideas, worked on ideas for about 4 weeks, and now we've got it together and started rehearsing and looking for costumes. After this rehearsal there's 2 more Tuesdays, and then that's it. Saturday night, Friday night dress rehearsal, and then that's it. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good, especially 12 days of Christmas. So I'm going to be throwing some water and chucking eggs and that.
I work at the post office, and one of the members from the society, Wilbert, he's a pensioner, and he came up for his pension one day, and while I was giving him his pension, he said, had I ever thought of acting? And nearly dropped through the floor. And I said, well, I thought about it, but I never had the courage to go for an audition or anything. So he said, oh, come along, we need new people. So I did. And the fact that we didn't have to audition, and everybody was sort of made me so welcome. I didn't have any nerves about coming. So I've been out here ever since.
And the way I started in this organisation, I came as an artiste, and I came from artiste to actor. I don't believe that at all, but I was seeing the guy that was doing the little bits of painting on the back of the scene, and Janet and I we met on that night, and we acted in the first play of Mr. and Mrs. Green. Mm-hmm. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Written by Wilbert.
Written by Wilbert, our little friend here.
It's called Get Off the Line.
85 years young.
It's called Get Off the Line.
That's right.
And it was about two couples having, and one of them was having an illicit affair.
Which was you.
Yes, and you were my raging husband.
Yeah, and I'm known to be a great grandfather.
They've had a very big fire here that destroyed the church down below. And if you actually go into the dressing, into where they keep all the costumes, they built a false ceiling out of wood. And when you go in the clothes, you can actually see all the burnt roof and everything.
They had a new heating system put in, and somebody mistakenly put some material of some kind, I think it would be plastic, up against one of these heaters, and through the night it started to smoulder, and then in the morning it burst into flame quite early, about 7 o'clock I think it would be, something like that. Although we lived so close, I didn't know about it until after it had happened, but somebody going down to work had seen the flames through the window, and they rang the fire brigade, and they came, of course, and it was extinguished. It did a certain amount of damage, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been if it had been allowed to continue.
This is a chapel. These are the doors. Come in now. This is the damage by the fire. As you can see, it's very black by the smoke, and the ceiling's falling in places.
St. George is here and swears he will come in, but if he does, I know he'll pierce my skin. But if you do not believe what I do say, come and see King of Egypt clear the way.
It was decided early on in the society that a lot of the people in the outlying districts didn't come in because of the difficulty in getting home again after the shows were over, so we decided to take the drama to them. We were loaned a wagon which was turned into a small theatre with 3 sides and 1 side with a curtain, and one-act plays were put on this. We went round to all the outlying districts. We had the town crier with us with the bell, who summoned all the people to come out to see the play, and of course we had ardent collectors who collected money for charity, and it was all a very, very big success. I think this was instrumental in a lot more people coming to see the society when they were putting the shows on in the Civic than was previously the case. We just haven't got the resources to do it. You see, at that time we had a playing strength of about 150, and then of course we had all the people who helped backstage and all that kind of thing. You see, it was a very, very healthy society in those days. It's appalling to see it now.
Yes, I was 16 years old a while ago when I first started with Holmfirth with 1 or 2 little plays, and went on to play in 10 Little Niggers. I think that was perhaps one of the biggest roles I did in here. Then I went away to Leeds, where I went to the Leeds College of Music, Speech Training and Dramatic Art, and played in the Civic Theatre in Leeds for a week, Roundhay Park for a week, and Temple Newsam for a week in A Rose Without a Thorn, which was one of the nicest things. Peter O'Toole was a member of the Leeds Society at the time that I joined. Then I went away to Newmarket and played quite a few things down there. Also Bury St Edmunds by invitation. Enjoyed both pantomime, musical things like Ado Annie in Oklahoma, Casilda and the Gondoliers. So I really have played very varied roles, both dramatic and comedy. I don't think I'm happy in anything to do with theatre, and always have been.
You know how you want to do? Yeah, but don't if you can help it. She was very staid with Gracie. She was an old lady. She didn't, wasn't she? Shall we try it again then now and have a do it again? I just want to get you to look right.
Anyhow, I think we shall have to say, on growing old, be with me, beauty, for the fire is dying. My dog and I are old, too old for roving. Man whose young passion sets the spindrift flying is soon too lame to march, too cold for loving. I take the book and gather to the fire, turning old yellow leaves. Minute by minute, the clock ticks to my heart. A withered wire moves a thin ghost of music in the spinet. I cannot sail your seas, I cannot wander your cornland, nor your valleys ever again, nor share the battle yonder, where the young knight, the broken squadron rallies. Only stay quiet, whilst my mind remembers the beauty of fire from the beauty of embers. Beauty, have pity, for the strong have power, the rich their wealth, beautiful their grace. Summer of man, its sunlight and its flowers, springtime of man, all April in a face.
And I think that immediately I've suggested to the Society that after the Christmas show is over, that we continue on our meetings and we choose a play immediately and start rehearsals with it to put on in April. So we're hoping that now we've got more and more people interested, and I hope that by putting on this show that I've inspired them into being active and creative, not looking back on the past, because you can't go forward by looking into the past. You've got to go forward, and we must choose a play that we can cast within the members of the Society and go to work on it so that we're continually working. We usually put on a play in April, and we usually put another one on round about November time. So we're hoping that from this show the Society will grow from strength to strength, and they will have had a lot of enjoyment out of it, as I have producing it.